sleeping with a bunch of the female customers that come to the resort, and he was promptly let go from there as well. Barry also funded his rehab programs, which costed about $20,000 each time that he went. And after all of this, Barry still funded a lot of their business ideas, even against the wishes of his own wife. Honey is like, you gotta let them go. There was this weird tension between all of them. Like, the cousins would keep asking Barry for money. They also hated him. And it's fascinating because growing up, the family had the opposite dynamic. The Winter brothers grew up super privileged. They had a yacht and a Rolls Royce. Barry was being raised by a single mom because his dad passed. But once the cousins were grown up, Barry was a billionaire, and the Winter cousins, with the exception of Tim, the oldest, they're constantly having to beg and pander to Barry.
And I also wonder what level is that? There's no, probably the parenting is not there.
Yeah.
A 7-year-old, 5-year-old.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's hard for them to not think, because without Uncle Lou, our dad, Barry wouldn't be here where he is today, right? And then the Winter cousins found their father's original will, and it clearly stated